warning, so let's go straight to the radar. I want to bring you up to date on what's happening on a line right now, basically from I-69 in northern Indiana across through the I-74 corridor in Illinois over to south and southwest of Des Moines, Iowa on I-35 and I-80. At this hour, we have a number of tornado warnings, tornado watches out right now, effective for basically the northwestern fourth of Indiana, the northern half of Illinois at the moment, and now stretching all the way through basically the half of tornado watches in effect. A very serious line of storms right now in extreme eastern Nebraska, moving into portions of western Iowa, and just to the southwest of Des Moines at this hour. Numerous tornado warnings in effect there. Across central Illinois, though, we've got a massive storm showing up on radar. Tornado signature virulent in McLean County. This image about 20 minutes old, so this storm is racing off to the northeast here, and storm spotters were tracking a tornado between mile markers 110 and 119 on Interstate 74 about 20 minutes ago, about 11 miles south of northeast, about 24 miles an hour for this particular cell, so not really racing, more crawling, looks like, with that particular cell. Let's put a pathcast on this with Storm Lab and see if we can get you a better idea exactly where this storm is headed. And that would take it into the Pontiac area by 9:12 this evening, and Forest by 9:20, Lexington about 8:53 this evening. And again, this cell is producing a tornado. It is being tracked by storms. Put another cast on this and see this other cell here where it may end up if it continues along its current path. And looks like we've got a path cast on. This is the storm moving into Kankakee County right now. This would be in Lowell by 9:10, 12. That tornado warning for northern Iroquois County and southeastern Kankakee County in northeast Illinois until 9:15. National Weather Service Doppler radar indicates strong rotation in a storm 7 miles northwest of Ashcombe, moving east at 24, and this storm is likely to produce a tornado at any time. Let's widen out here and show you what we're talking about again. Over in the Kankakee County area, you see this storm just coming into the southwestern corner. These red boxes show you tornado warnings. We're looking over Indiana right now. Tornado warnings for the following counties. We're not going to go through the whole details here, but in Indiana, tornado warnings for Stark, Pulaski, Marshall, Fulton, Jasper, and Newton counties in Indiana under tornado warnings at this time. I want to go back to this cell again here in McLean County because I was looking at something real interesting here on radar, and I'm going to switch to a different source here and show you rotation from the Doppler radar out of Lincoln, and I filtered out the levels. This is just the highest levels of speed of winds coming inbound and outbound, so it doesn't look like much. I've filtered out a lot of the lighter colors because we're rather close to the radar site, so it is a little hard for this. But when you see reds and greens like that very close together, and that bright purple and colors, that tells you that you've got winds going opposite directions and spinning going on. This is just above the surface, so again, this would be the northeast of Mackinac, moving to the east-northeast. You see that there up in the upper left-hand corner of that image. Winds inbound to the radar at 84 knots, outbound 6 knots. Fairly powerful system, to say the least. Again, being spotted by trained weather spotters tracking it on the ground with that particular cell. We'll go back out here to another image and show you again that we're talking about this all the way over to the East Coast, actually, with this particular line of storms just firing up one or another through multiple states at this hour. And besides the tornado watches that we have in effect for the of Iowa and Illinois and Indiana, we also have a tornado watch now in effect for a good portion of the northern half of Virginia, most of West Virginia, including Charleston and Huntington, a small portion of extreme northeastern Kentucky, and Also, a portion of southeastern Ohio. The worst of these storms seems to be just north of the actually just south of the Parkersburg, West Virginia area at this time, and then this massive line of storms, northwestern suburbs of Richmond, Virginia, getting those right now, and very quickly on the East Coast there. The line of storms has just been intensifying over the past hour, so the atmosphere very unstable again. You can see closer to home this line of storms just continuing to intensify, and I expect to see that line build in between Des Moines and central or north central Illinois over the next hour or two. I would imagine we'll see a number of additional supercells develop right along that line, and the threat for tornadoes to continue over the next several hours in those areas. So again, a very serious situation now basically north of I-74 in Illinois. And again, counties under tornado warnings at this time in Illinois, Kankakee and Iroquois. Also, we have tornado warnings for eastern Tazewell, McLean, and southern Woodford counties. And those tornado warnings also in Indiana for Stark, Pulaski, Newton, and Jasper counties. Again, this particular cell in Kankakee County would continue along its current path. Could affect the folks in Lowell and Cedar Lake by 9:10, 9:12 this evening, and the cell in the normal area affecting the folks in Fairbury by 9:13, Pontiac by 9:12, Forest by 9:20. So very serious situation across portions of the Ohio Valley this evening and all the way over into the eastern half of the U.S. Entire line of storms, a sign of letting up, moving to the north and east throughout the evening and overnight hours. We'll be keeping an eye on these tornado watches and update on what's going on. Stay tuned to local media and NOAA Weather Radio for the latest weather information. From the Central Illinois Weather Network, I'm Larry Eastet.